And the way I thought it would be simplest is not necessarily with a script, but just to go through a specific run and kind of heavily comment what's going on. I'm gonna skip most of the not the bullshit, but I'm going to assume that whoever's watching this either has one run or no runs under his or her belt. Um, so I'm not going to go into too much details about the skips that save a second or 2 seconds or 5 seconds. I'm more going to try and pander to really newcomers. Try to explain the major skips, the most important skips, um, the me- mech well mechanisms behind those skips, especially dash boosting. Give a few tips about dash boosting and stuff like that. Um, and that's about it. So I'll be right now. I'm in game. I have these beautiful scene transitions, and I'm extremely proud to have found those. But I'll be alternating between a run from Bloodshot 9001, who uh, who's an NMG, not only an NMG runner, but a Doom Eternal speedrunner. I'll be commenting his run during Break the Record Live. I hesitated. He has a very cool run, which was featured at GDQ. So if you're watching this um, and you want to check out a fun run with some fun commentary, watch his GDQ run. It's really great. I think Brian Nato is commenting that run with Meta and I think Ecorn. I can't remember who's the last one. I think Ecorn's commenting as well. But they're a great trio of commentators, and it's a fun run. So have a look at that. Now we're going to just look at his run for BTRL and just go through again, just comment everything as much as I can. So before I actually go into his run, I'm going to talk about a few resources and a few basic things. First of all, Bloodshot has a YouTube channel. You should check it out because he has a tutorial he's working on, a series of tutorials he's working on with regards to NMG. And the good thing is he has episode 0 getting started. So it's going to cover all the basics, the rules, the versions, settings, keybinds, air control and movement, bunny hopping, quick swapping, ballista boosting, dash boosting, meat hooks, and he's going to make a few closing remarks. But before, yeah, he's very slow. He's in chat right now, and he's saying he's very slow working on them. But they are a lot of work. The first few he's done are really great. They're really comprehensive, and they cover everything. But it's a lot of work. So you should check getting started. You should check his video before starting to speedrun. I'm not going to go over what he says because he says it better than I do. Sorry, I'm just going to go over quickly what the main points of everything. You should check out the rules, the basic rules you want to follow. So actually, there are a few categories. There are different categories for NMG, um, inbounds and out of bounds. No one runs out of bounds. Out of bounds is born out of a lengthy philosophical debate we've had internally as to what is inbound and what isn't. So if you're here, you're probably going to want to run inbounds because out of bounds, we clip through stuff. It's a bit different than what people consider no major glitches. It's just that being out of bounds is not necessarily a glitch. You can get out of bounds by grabbing a ledge. So um, we created two specific categories, inbounds and out of bounds, um, because they both can be without any major glitches. So the list of major glitches is pretty straightforward. The main one is no slope boosting. It's what slope boosting is what you see people do in any percent, which is jumping all around the place. Um, and I think that's essentially the main rule. Yeah, no slope boosting and no zips. No clipping through geometry with chainsaws. Um, Zips are a very weird mechanic in game. It's kind of a bug where you teleport from one place to another. It can happen accidentally. We made it illegal for the run in order to avoid having to kind of farm those. Let's say those weird collision moments. So the main category is inbound. So you'll probably be running inbounds. You have Classic and Ultra Nightmare. On Classic, you can play any difficulty, so we'll be playing on the easiest difficulty because it makes things easier. So Classic. Ultra Nightmare, I'm not going to comment on an Ultra Nightmare run because there are slight differences, things you can and can't do on Ultra Nightmare. I might say a few words at a few specific moments during the run regarding Ultra Nightmare, but I'll be commenting Bloodshot's third position run, 1 hour 10, during Break the Record Live, which is no major glitches, Classic, inbound, which is a bit of a mouthful, but that's about it. So those are the main rules. Don't slow boost, don't zip. Everything else is pretty okay, and stay inbounds. We can have a long debate of what inbounds is and what it isn't, but I'm gonna do a lawyer quote, and there's a famous decision in the U.S. regarding pornography, where a Supreme Court judge said, "I know what pornography is. I can't define pornography, but I know what it is when I look at it, and this isn't it." He was talking about, I can't remember, Hustler magazine, I think. Yeah, it was Hustler magazine. And inbounds, out of bounds, just it's kind of the same thing. It's hard to define what it is, but we kind of know what out of bounds is. So just stay in bounds, you'll be fine. So those are the rules. Version differences. You can run NMG with any version. The most recent version, it's perfectly possible. However, most of the skips will not work with the most recent version. So I personally would advise that you run NMG with version 1.1. You can find the downpatcher to downpatch to version 1.1 in the speedrunning Discord, Modern Doom speedrunning Discord. There is a resources fag. The resources, and you should find a downpatcher somewhere around here, which is going to help you downpatch your game to version 1.1. But you can run on on the more recent versions. Sorry, it's perfectly doable. You'll just be slower and you'll have less skips. So part of the fun in the NMG is doing some of the skips, and some of the skips you can't do. Even some of the easy skips you can't do in the most recent version. So I'd advise you to downpatch to versions 1.1. So settings. The only important setting, in my opinion, is you need to have, well, you don't need to have, but you should have performance metrics to low. And you want to have performance metrics to low because one of the other important rules is that we've capped FPS at 250. So having your performance metrics at low allow you to show your FPS. So if you don't have anything on, you can't see your FPS. If you have performance metrics at low, you can't see your FPS. And in order to cap your FPS, you want to download a software called Riva Turner. Luckily for me, my PC is crap, so I'm never going to get more than 250 FPS in game. If I can get more than 100, I'm happy. So I don't have that problem. But we've capped FPS because there's a lot of stuff in game which is FPS dependent, which is very frustrating. But that's life. So I'm not going to go in detail over bunny hopping. Check Bloodshot's video. Quick swapping. Check Bloodshot's video. Ballista boosting either. I'm going to talk a bit of dash boosting when we get there. But for now, I think that's it for the introduction. Have a look at the rules. I'd advise you downpatch to version 1.1. Look at Bloodshot's introductory video to have a look at how bunny hopping works, how weapon quick swapping works. Those are two, especially weapon quick swapping, is very important because it helps you increase your DPS. In short, it's animation canceling. It's animation canceling which allows you to swap weapons faster. Without having to wait for the gun to the firing animation to complete. You can just so this would be a long animation, but if you do it quicker, anyways, you could do it faster, and it helps. It helps a lot. It helps a lot in game. to increase your DPS. If you increase your DPS, you increase your speed. So it's obviously really important. It's FPS dependent, but not that much. So check out his video, and that's about it. The other point I wanted to mention is how to practice. How do you practice? How do you practice specific arenas? How do you practice specific tricks? So there are kind of two ways to do it. The first one way to do it is to use a program called Cheat Engine, which allows you basically to cheat. So I'm using that right now, and it allows me to use different console commands, which should be banned. I should not be able to fly around like this, but with Cheat Engine, I'm able to use different commands. If you want to use Cheat Engine, you also need to download a table, something which is called a cheat table, and you can find that on the internet and in our resources, and you can ask around in our Discord. People will show you where to find that. So you can use Cheat Engine, jump into any level, and kind of just make your way to the arena you want to practice. Let's say I want to work on this arena. I just fly my way to this arena, clip back into the arena by typing no clip into my console again, just reloading the checkpoint. Oh. Is this a terrible example?
The beast draws near to me, my brothers and sisters.
This should work. That's weird.
The beast draws near to me, my brothers and sisters, but he is weak. Your hate must match his will. Only then will you be truly saved.
I felt sure that worked. Well, the other way to practice arenas is to use saves. So you should check out this video from a guy called Alston, who has only Doom Eternal content, and he basically explains how you can make backup saves of different arenas and just practice those arenas through saves. So if you want to grind a specific arena, grind a specific fight, the easiest way to do that is probably with backup saves, and you should look at Alston's video to understand how that works. It's pretty simple. It's just copy pasting files right and left, and you'll be fine. So let's jump into Bloodshot's run. So the first thing that you need to do when speedrunning the game is to find funny names for your splits. That's really important. You want to find funny names for your splits. If you have non-original names for your splits, you are going to be slower than runners with funny names in their splits. Bloodshot has a ton of funny names in his splits, so he's really fast. It works very well. It's 100% guaranteed. So you start off in Hell on Earth. I'm assuming you know the level. I'm assuming you know the game. So first, he already did a trick, and it's called black screening, and I advise any new runner to not black screen and to not do what he is doing. In short, he's quitting the main menu in order to, let's say, cheat the timer. Since the timer only measures in-game time, he's going to quit the main menu, reload back in-game, and he's going to spawn in a position which is slightly more advanced than the one he was before quitting. So it's going to save, let's say, 3 seconds doing that, but it breaks the flow of the game. It's not very fun, and for your first runs, just don't bother doing it. Focus on playing the game, focus on getting better gameplay, and don't focus on quitting the main menu in order to save half a second. So he's going to do a second trick here, which is the box skip, which is a rather hard trick to land. It's hard because, first of all, you need at least, I think it's 130 FPS. Secondly, it's not a very intuitive trick to land. I'll give you a quick description of how it works. But again, this trick I'd advise you don't try on your first run because it's difficult and you're going to grind it, and there's no need to grind it because it saves 10 seconds. And your first few runs, they're going to be 4 hour long, 3 hour long, 2 hours long. They're not going to be, you're not going to be 10 seconds away from a world record. So don't bother learning to skip for your first few runs, sorry. But how it works is you're going to punch this cube. And since there's a surface with which you can interact on the other side of the cube, the game is going to think, it's going to give you momentum. You're going to bounce against the cube, hit your head against the ceiling, and once you've hit your head against the ceiling, you need to do a double jump, but you need to time it very carefully. So I'll put this in slow motion. So he punches, hits the ceiling, now he jumps, and he grabs this ledge. But again, it's difficult, it's not an easy trick to land, you need a certain amount of FPS, and it saves 10 seconds, so who cares? Here again, he's going to... Oh, he didn't go to the main menu. Oh yeah. He loads checkpoints. He's loading his checkpoint to open the door faster, and he's going to enter the first arena of Hello. So this arena is very annoying because spawns are random. So you never know where the enemies are going to spawn. I believe there are 17 total enemies in this arena. They have set spawns, but they can spawn randomly between set spawns, so you don't know where they're going to spawn. So the key to this arena is doing exactly what he did, which is hanging around that bridge area right here, because it has good vision everywhere on the map. And also, the second important thing to note about this arena is that once you've killed the 16th out of 17 enemy, one last imp spawns, and he will always spawn in front of the door. So, right there, if you see an imp spawn here, it means that this guy's the last one you need to kill. Sorry, this guy's the last spawn in the arena, but there's another guy you need to kill. So Bloodshot sees this guy, kills him, and sure enough, there's another imp he needs to kill. So he's killed everyone. Okay, gameplay volume too high. Thanks, Bloodshot. Bloodshot's in chat, and he's giving me some tips. Thank you. So, here he lands another difficult trick. You can practice this. There's nothing very special about this trick. It's all about timing. You need to learn it. I mean, if you want to learn it, you can learn it. It's not insanely difficult, but it's just muscle memory and timing. If you don't, just go the usual way. Go around, go up, and you'll save. I mean, you'll lose 5 seconds. Again, first run, who cares? So he's gonna do something a bit fun here. He's simply gonna jump and use his melee on that Kako demon. And that Kako demon, for some reason, has collision without being an active enemy, and so you're gonna gain momentum from your punch and just keep it through. And you're gonna be able to fly over that monkey bar right there. You do need to be careful, because if you fly too high over the monkey bar, and if you go over a trigger, which is pretty much right here, if you go over that trigger, the enemies over here will not spawn, and if they don't spawn, you need to walk back to this area, jump up, then jump down, which is slow. So you need to be careful when doing this trick. It's a fun trick, and it's an easy trick to land, so I'd recommend you do it on your first tries, because it's always fun. So this fight is straightforward. You need to kill the chainsaw the Arachnotron, kill an imp and focus on the soldiers, then kill another imp, and the gate should open. Yeah, exactly. So again, he loads checkpoints so he can appear right in front of the gate. It saves him a bit of time. It's easy, but if you don't do it on your first few runs, it doesn't really matter. So I think he does a mistake here. He doesn't shoot the bell. Yeah, you want to shoot that bell on your left for some good luck. That's very important. So here you need to kill the Arachnotron right here. I don't think you need to kill that imp. You need to kill these 3 soldiers for the gates to open. But that's it. So you need to focus on the Arachnotron and the 3 soldiers, and that red gate will open. Okay, you need to kill an imp. I actually had forgotten you needed to kill that imp. Yeah, shooting the bell is integral, exactly. So he's going to land a very difficult trick here. He's going to jump. We don't really have a name for it. Jump boost, basically, his way around this area to land on this ledge, grab this ledge, and circumvent the whole section which is behind the yellow keycard. Do not even think of doing that in game. It is extremely difficult. It saves a bit of time, but it's extremely unreliable. And if you miss, and if you don't manage to land it, you're going to lose a lot of time. So don't even try to land that trick, honestly. So I'm going to show you the I'm just going to go back to that area in game, and I'm going to show you how you do the section he skips. It's extremely straightforward, but assuming you're a first runner and you don't really know the game that well. What? Can I not go to Hell on Earth? Why did my game put me on the fortress?
Against all
great.
evil that hell
So you're going
conjure,
to become very familiar with this
all
introduction.
the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them.
Either if you,
You
if you're going to become familiar with it,
rip and tear
either if you speedrun or if
until
you
it is
run UN
done.
Ultra Nightmare, because you're going to die a lot. Okay. Blah 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 blah. So let's make our way through all of this. Just going to respawn here. So this is the double jump Bloodshot does, which is very difficult, to be honest. Like, I can't land it, so don't bother doing it.
There are 2 hell priests remaining.
There we go. Rank that bell. Okay. So this right here is the section Bloodshot skips.
I have located the priest's signal and will mark it on your HUD.
Ugh. Ah, are you kidding me? So he skips breaking this wall. That's interesting. You land right here. What the game wants you to do is go up this ramp. You don't have dash, but go up this ramp, climb up this wall, and pick up the key. What you can do, which is a very small trick, but it's going to help, and it helps understanding that that this wall is grabbable, and these types of wall are grabbable from very far away. So they have some weird interaction. It's favorable to players. It avoids infuriating moments where you're a foot away from the wall and you're going to fall, and the game doesn't grab the wall for you. But you can simply avoid having to go up all this, like this ramp and so forth, by just running towards the wall, jumping, and spamming use. Once you've done that, you can climb up, pick up this yellow key card, and you're gonna see on his run, on Bloodshot's run, you don't actually need to wait for the wall to blow up. The wall does not exist. You can run through it. So he's just gonna make his way through this section. There's nothing, you don't need to kill anything here, so you can just skip everything. He's trying to navigate his way around with bunny hops. He's gonna pick up the first upgrade for his second mod, sorry, for his gun, which is going to be Precision Bolt. And right here he's going to skip the pickup animation on that weapon. In order to skip the pickup animation on the weapon, what you need to do is you need to oh, I can't do it because I've already picked it up in game, so it won't be there. But you need to press, I mean, you need to weapon swap just before picking the, right here, the frag grenade up. It's not a split second before. You need to be a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Generous with regards to timing, so it's more like half a second and not a split second before. But basically what you want is you want your weapon to disappear from the screen when you are picking up the item. So this works for the ice bomb and it works for the grenade. So right there, the weapon's gone, he picks up the frag grenade and he avoids having to pick it up, look at it, and it's faster. So this fight is very annoying. I really don't like this fight. You need to kill the Kako Demon. Actually, I don't really know the spawns for this fight. I know you need to kill the Kako Demon, a bunch of soldier and nymphs. Then there's a Rakatron that spawns right here. After that, I think there's a last spawn of imps that are usually very annoying because they have a tendency to hide. But there are two things you need to know. The first one is when you finish this fight, you want to be near this door, because that's where you want to go. Second thing you need to know is that you don't need to kill this Arachnotron. You can just run past it, and that saves a bit of time. Same thing for the Kako Demons here. There's no need to kill anyone. And he's going to use... so he's going to do a beautiful bunny hop right there. But he's going to use, once again, the specificities of the grabbable walls, and one of those specificities is that they give you a lot of vertical height if you look upward and jump. So all I did right there is I looked upward and I jumped, and you see how high I am. And he's going to do exactly that for that section in order to grab this sledge without having to navigate your way through these walls. So it's a lot faster than having to do all of that. The other thing you need to know is that if you just look up and jump and let go of W, so you don't move forward, and you move forward at the right time, you can avoid having the ledge grab animation. So right now I'm holding W. Yeah, I think you can see. So I have a French keyboard, which is why my W is my Z key. Sorry about that, but it's W. If you hold W and you jump, right now I'm grabbing the ledge. If I just jump and then press W to move forward, bam, I've skipped the ledge. So if you've skipped an animation, you've avoided a split second of time. You're a pro gamer, you're a god gamer. Congratulations, you are now officially a speedrunner. So he lands a ton of bunny hops in this throughout the run. Bunny hops are FPS dependent. We'll go in, I won't talk too much about them because they save a lot of time, but they're only really important in a few places during the run. These bunny hops are nice to have. They're awesome, but they're not gonna make or break a run for you if you're a first-time speedrunner. So here you have to kill that tentacle. If you don't kill the tentacle, the door won't open. You blow up that barrel. You rush past through these enemies, including these guys right here. Again, right here he looks up before grabbing the wall to give himself more momentum and to land higher up in the wall than had he landed where he jumped. So you're going to kill soldiers here, those two soldiers, because it's free. That imp as well. Kill the two Kakos. The Kakos are trigger enemies, meaning that once you've killed... Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to go back to my scene. So this we've looked at. Okay, so this is where we were. So you want to kill, as I said, this tentacle, otherwise the door won't open. Blow up that barrel, rush through everyone. Tentacles can be one-shot with scope, so that's good to know. You don't need to kill anyone here. Right here, he aims upwards in order to target to grab the wall a bit higher, so to gain a bit more momentum. This fight, the enemies are they're not weird, but there's a certain amount of fodder, some of it respawns, some of it doesn't respawn. But basically, you kind of want to copy what he's doing right now, which is killing fodder that's on his way, that's close to him. So he killed an imp, a soldier. He's going to kill another soldier, another imp. Then he's going to focus on 2 Cacos that just spawned. These 2 Caco demons are technically what we call trigger enemies, meaning that once you've killed these Caco demons, the fight can advance. So he's going to kill the Caco demons with grenades while continuing to kill fodder. Killing those Caco demons spawns an Arachnotron, and you're going to kill that Arachnotron. Again, kill the fodder as well. It's going to spawn a Caco demon as well. So we're going to focus on that Caco demon and kill the remaining fodder, because once you've killed the Caco demon and the Arachnotron, fodder no longer respawns. So you're going to kill, there's no need to kill those 2 guys right there, but you do need to clear this area. All of these guys must die in order for you to progress, and you need to be sure to kill them, because if you leave some of these behind you and you get to the end of the fight, it's going to be very annoying, because you're going to have to walk back all the way back in order to kill them. So you have, in principle, 3 chainsaws there. Bloodshot used his chainsaws on that Arachnotron. What you can do, technically, and what some runners do, is use chainsaws on this Arachnotron right here. For a very long time, that's what we did. I'm not exactly sure which is fastest, but if one's faster than the other, it's a matter of seconds more than it is of minutes. So yeah, so Bloodshot's saying, actually Bloodshot, do you want to, do you want to hop in maybe Discord chat or something, and whoever else is watching? But Bloodshot is saying they're comparable, and the last one is a bit easier to chainsaw. Yeah, I did. Okay. Discord. Voice chat. Okay. I'll drop actually, hey man, how's it going?
Going good.
Okay, let me try and get my volumes okay. Okay, you'll let me do most of the talking. That's very nice of you. I'm just saying hello in the NMG channel. Okay, so chainsaw that Arachnotron, kill those 2 those remaining imps, and make your way to the portal. And you, as I said, you need to kill everyone in the first part of the fight. Otherwise, you're going to have to backtrack from here to all the way back where you started, which is very long. So congratulations, you've made it through Hell on Earth. So here, Bloodshot's going to skip animation to pick up the Flame Belch. Animation skip is the same, works exactly the same way it does for the grenade launcher. So you want to quick swap, you want to swap a weapon just before picking up the Flame Belch, and then you're going to pick up the Flame Belch. And since you're going to be animating the weapon swap, the game is going to basically override the weapon pickup animation with the weapon swap animation. So you're not going to have to spend 10 seconds watching the Slayer have a look at his flame belch. So you make your way to the crystal and you pick up ammo, because since you're playing on easy difficulty, ammo is key. The more ammo you have, the more demons you kill, the faster you go. So scope flex